Today, we're counting down 10 facts about Stonehenge that will change how you see it forever. Fact number 1. We still don't know why. Here's the ultimate mystery. We don't actually know why Stonehenge exists. Was it a temple? A calendar? A graveyard? A hospital? An observatory? Maybe it was all of these, or none. For every answer, new questions appear. And maybe that's the real secret. Stonehenge was built to last forever, not just in stone, but in mystery. And as long as it stands, it keeps calling us back, to wonder, to question, to remember that sometimes the past isn't dead, it's still speaking. Fact number 2, the builder's secrets. Who actually built Stonehenge? That question has never been answered. It wasn't one culture, but many. Farmers, herders, and later tribes all contributed, passing knowledge through generations. But how ordinary people achieved such precision with primitive tools is still unsolved. Some argue there must have been a class of elite knowledge keepers, priests, shamans, or proto-scientists who oversaw the project. Others whisper about outside help, whether advanced travelers from afar or something more mysterious. Whatever the truth, one fact remains. Stonehenge isn't just a monument. It's a message across time, carved in stone by people who wanted to be remembered. Fact number 3. Aligned with the stars? Some researchers suggest Stonehenge aligns not only with the sun and moon, but with constellations. The Pleiades, Orion's belt, maybe even Sirius. If true, this makes Stonehenge a kind of star map, anchoring human life to the heavens. Ancient cultures saw gods and myths in the stars. So what if Stonehenge wasn't just marking time, but marking destiny? And here's the kicker. Other stone circles across the world, in Peru, in Africa, in Asia, also align with the sky. Were they independent inventions? Or were these builders part of something bigger? A shared ancient knowledge that stretched across continents? Fact number 4. Rituals of life and death. Recent digs revealed 2 linked sites near Stonehenge. Durrington Walls, a settlement, and the River Avon pathway connecting it to Stonehenge. Here's the theory. Durrington Walls was for the living. Feasting, community, life. Stonehenge was for the dead. Burials, ceremonies, the afterlife. The river was the passage between worlds. So, when people carried their dead toward Stonehenge, they weren't just burying them. They were sending them across a cosmic bridge from life into eternity. Picture it. Thousands of people in procession, drums echoing, fires blazing, carrying torches as the stones loomed ahead. This wasn't just architecture. It was theater, ritual, and cosmic storytelling all in one. Fact number 5. Astronomical supercomputer? Stonehenge's alignments may not stop at the sun and moon. Some researchers believe it was designed to predict eclipses. Think about that. A circle of stones, built 5,000 years ago, acting like a massive calculator for the heavens. Its placement of stones could, in theory, forecast when the sun or moon would darken. If true, this turns Stonehenge into more than a calendar. It becomes a prehistoric observatory, one that gave ancient people control over time, seasons, and even the skies. And here's the chilling thought. If ordinary farmers could barely move these stones, then who were the architects that knew the secrets of the universe? Fact number 6. Healing powers? Some legends claim Stonehenge's stones had mystical healing properties. Medieval tales said giants brought them from a far-off land because they cured illness. Crazy? Maybe not. Modern research found unusual blue pigments and mineral traces in the bluestones. The same stones dragged from Wales. Ancient cultures often linked unusual rocks to magic or medicine. And here's a twist. Bones buried near Stonehenge show signs of illness and injury. Could people have traveled there seeking cures, making Stonehenge not just a temple, but a prehistoric hospital? One thing's clear. The builders didn't move those stones just for decoration. They believed these rocks had power. Power worth dragging across mountains. Fact number 7. Human remains were found. There for years, people thought Stonehenge was only a monument. Then archaeologists unearthed something chilling. cremated human remains buried around the site. These weren't random burials. They were carefully placed, suggesting Stonehenge may have served as a sacred cemetery. Some of the bones even belonged to people from far beyond Britain, hinting that Stonehenge drew visitors, maybe even pilgrims, from across Europe. Imagine standing there 4,000 years ago, the smoke of funeral fires drifting above the stones, mourners chanting as the sun set perfectly behind the heel stone. Suddenly, Stonehenge feels less like a puzzle and more like a stage for human drama. But here's the haunting part. If people came from far away to die here, then Stonehenge wasn't just local. It was global, a magnet for the ancient world. Fact number 8. It's a giant solar calendar. Every summer solstice, the sun rises perfectly aligned with the heel stone at Stonehenge. Every winter solstice, the sunset lands in perfect symmetry on the opposite side. This isn't luck, it's design. Stonehenge, in effect, is a 5,000-year-old calendar. Its layout tracks the sun's movements, marking seasons for planting, harvest, and rituals. The builders weren't just stacking rocks. They were engineering a cosmic machine. Think about it. Without telescopes, without satellites, these people aligned stones with celestial precision. Even today, the accuracy is staggering. But here's where it gets strange. The site doesn't just track the sun. Some researchers say the stones also align with moon cycles and eclipse paths. Did they build Stonehenge to measure time, worship the sky, or something else? Fact number 9. The stones traveled hundreds of miles. Some of Stonehenge's rocks weigh up to 25 tons, yet the smaller blue stones came from Wales, nearly 180 miles away. That's like dragging a skyscraper elevator across rough terrain with no highways, no trucks, no cranes. Theories suggest they were rolled on logs, dragged on sledges, or even floated on rafts along rivers. But here's the mind-bender. Experiments with modern replicas proved it would take thousands of people working for months just to move a single stone. So why go through all that trouble when there were perfectly good rocks nearby? Some believe the blue stones were sacred, believed to have healing powers. Others think they carried symbolic meaning from the builder's homeland. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain. These stones weren't just building blocks. They were chosen. And chosen stones often mean chosen purpose. Fact number 10. It's older than the pyramids. Most people think of Egypt when they picture ancient wonders. But Stonehenge? It's older than the Great Pyramid of Giza. Built in stages starting over 5,000 years ago, some of its earliest structures date back to 3,100 BC. That means when the pyramids rose in Egypt, Stonehenge was already ancient. Imagine farmers and herders, without metal tools, dragging stones heavier than a bus across the wild English landscape. No iron, no wheels, just wooden sledges, ropes, and sheer human strength. How? That question still haunts archaeologists. And here's the kicker. It wasn't built overnight. Generations worked on it, each adding layers to the mystery. Which raises the first big question. What was so important that people gave centuries of their lives to this one place? Stonehenge is more than a monument. It's a mirror, showing us how little we understand about the people who came before us. They weren't primitive. They were visionaries, builders, astronomers, healers, and they left us something not even time could erase. So the next time you see those stones, remember, they're not just relics. They're questions carved into the earth. Questions we may never answer, but can never stop asking.